What's up, everybody? Oh, forgot my mic. Here we go. I think I have all this figured out by now, right? Going live, it's not the same as making a video and then editing it, you know? You gotta go live. Oh, you realize everything that ain't right. Then you gotta make adjustments too. All right, let me try that. Like I said, I don't have a stationary spot like I would like. When that happens, this will be smoother. Thank you for bearing with me. Today I'm going to be talking about people who struggle with this technology and people who don't know it is technology that's affecting their skin. See a lot of people with a lot of spots, little round spots. It just really plagues your arms and some people even their legs. I've seen it, but the arms is where I was totally taken by one arm more than the other, and I was able to get it off. I literally like peel it off. So we have heavy metals in the atmosphere, to put it lightly for people who don't understand biotechnology, in the atmosphere, atmospheres, not only in our food, it's in every aspect of our life, you know, the air, the water, the food. Let me see. We got, looks like somebody's there. Let me check it out. Forgot to get on right here. But anyways, I'm going to show you guys what I use, all the different products I use, and I wait a long time to make sure they're actually effective and they're working. I don't just assume something and then go online with you guys, because the last thing I want to do is misinform you guys. I don't want to mislead myself or you guys. So I've been using this for a bit. I've been using this since Scranton, since I was in Pennsylvania, and that was around November, October, no before then, in of last year. So this stuff works. So now I'm gonna bring it to you guys, and hopefully it'll help you out. Let me see. All right, who do we have? Sam. Is it Sam Cocker? Is that your name? I believe so. Everyone, I like gloves. I remember you. What gloves do you have? Well, I'm trying to get some Reyes gloves because those are the best for boxing, right? I was just talking about that yesterday. Make sure I get some Reyes gloves. They're $200, so I gotta wait a little bit for them. For right now, I just got some standard Everlast. But the Reyes gloves are 16-ounce gloves, nice and square, and all the weights right here. So when you punch in sparring, you can really feel it. Not me, but my opponent. And the other ones are big and voluminous, and they don't provide the same type of impact as, and security, because not just impact, but secures your hand really, really well. But we're not talking about gloves today. When I'm fighting, I'll be talking about gloves, but right now I'm not talking about fighting. If anything, be fighting this technology, this nanobiotechnology that is literally in every aspect, like I said, of our lives, and it's causing negative effects, and either people know about it or they don't know about it, but everybody's being infected in some way or another. All right, so before I go into all these products and how I use them and how I put them on my skin and how I was able to heal and repair from the damages and lighten up my scars and the whole nine, I just want to do a little bit of updates, give people a little chance to get on. They see that I'm on live. And that is with my BKFC. I got offered a fight yesterday for the month of August, and I had to turn that down because I just started training. I'm 1 week into training since my foot injury. So I need at least till October. So hopefully I'll be having my first fight October of this year, which will be my birthday month, turning 50. So it's going to be a beautiful gift to myself, right? That's going to be my best birthday present yet. You would think it'd me saying going to see my kids, but I'm taking off at the end of this month, July, to go to live in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to go get my kids, even if I got to sleep in my car to make that shit happen. But I'm putting in my 2 weeks this week coming up, and I'm out of here after 2 weeks. So I get to go be and see my kids. Like I said, even if I'm sleeping in my car, but I want to make that shit happen. All right. So that's a little bit of update that things are moving forward. I'm going to see my kids soon, and I'm going to fight on the BKFC stage. It's just fucking exciting. Fucking exciting. All right. So this is what we got going on with the skin. I know there's nobody right here except for the guy who likes gloves, Mr. Sam Cocker, right? So I don't know if this interests you, but this video will interest people so that they know how to help get those spots off. I don't have them here to show you, but I had them and I know what's going on and I know how to repair from the damages. And so what ends up happening is if you just see around society, you see people with a bunch of spots like layered one on top of the other, or people who just start noticing it, their skin starts tearing in little spots and they don't know why, right? Well, the radiation, between the radiation coming out of the cell towers, they cause a negative effect to the tissue. Radiation, artificial radiation. We're not talking about natural sunlight radiation. We're talking about artificially induced radiation from the cell towers, causing effects and damages skin. And we can look that shit up anywhere. The facts are right there. All right, man. What does it say? Power. I'm sorry, you guys. Sometimes I gotta read these things, right? And so when I gotta read them, I stop talking about what I'm talking about. But it says, power off the pulse. Girl is subtly flexing her biceps on us. Know how to fix my table. How to fix my table. Nice though. Very funny. All right. What's it at? Oh, the radiation damage, right? And then plus whatever is falling out of the atmosphere is landing on the skin because you're able to peel it off. Literally, you can peel it off, not just by hand, but by putting on what I'm going to show you right now. You'll start noticing you can peel it off, and then the skin can heal. You can repair, and you get your arm back. You get your arm back, right? So this tech mixes with biology, and it sticks on hard, right? It sticks on so hard that as you're pulling your live tissue to get that little piece of metal off, because that's what it feels like. It feels like a shard of metal, because it is. You can't get it off because it literally binds to the tissue, right? And the tissue's not dead, the tissue's alive. So this is what makes this really tough. But yet at the same time, you have the pain and irritation from this tech that lands on the skin, or it's coming from the inside out of the skin, right? Both those things could be happening to somebody. I'm only saying these things because I live these things, right? So I'm not assuming this shit. I'm living this shit. I've just been able to balance out my life within this shit. That's all. And come up with solutions. Tony Pantalleresco is the best one who can talk about what's actually landing on the skin, how it's binding to the skin. I mean, that man, that man knows what's going on. He knows how to communicate this information. I just know how to get this shit off because of what I've learned from him. I recognize how to reverse engineer what's on us and then how to get it off, right? And how to get it off. Why I'm good at that, I don't fucking know. But I've just always been good at making formulas and whipping shit up and healing since I was little, since I can remember, right? I've been in the kitchen whipping shit up since I was a little one. Where am I at? This technology, you can find it being spoken about in forums, and they call them Buckminster fullerenes, which is a stone, carbon stone, that works like a Bluetooth. It can send and receive information wirelessly. So you can transmit information to it and it can relay it. And we're talking about a stone, right? Harder than diamond. But yet they were able to break it down. What they break it down with, they broke it down with sodium, with benzene, right? And you get benzene when you mix sodium benzoate with citric acid or some type like let's say like lemon, right? Just something that has a citric acid in it, or vitamin C. Then you get your benzene. So why am I saying this? Is because I found those type of ingredients in these skincare products, and I was able to take this shit off my skin, which is extraordinary because the shit don't come off once it's on, and you notice that it starts almost like what? How do I want to say? it just starts accumulating aggressively, right? Accumulating aggressively, and why some people yes and some people no, I have no idea. I have this tech is supposed to be dormant and nobody's even supposed to know it's taking an effect, but yet it's stated that it's put in our medicine, that it's put in our milk, it's stated that it's put in our food. It's stated that it's on and in us, but it's not stated what the negative effects are. So people like myself, Tony Pantalleresco, and the many other people are noticing we have a problem. And if it wasn't again for Tony Pantalleresco, I wouldn't even know how to help myself, right? So he's a man, he's a go-to man for this subject, right? This nanobiotechnology that's invasive in everything. So to take this off, you need to break down this structure because it builds structures, right? And if this tech can build structures, this stone is tech, right? And they've got it where they can make it into a nano size, but yet it can come together and build and form structures. What it forms, that depends on what is programmed to form because it's programmable, right? The sodium benzoate, the benzene bases in these products keep that structure from building up, and so it breaks it down, which makes it easy to take this stuff off of the skin. And also EDTA. EDTA is a chelator of metals, so it moves heavy metals, right? And so it's able to actually lift this off of the tissue. So the mixture between the EDTA and the sodium benzoate in products I have recognized cause an effect where it's beneficial for us, but really bad for this tech. This tech hates three things, or three things this tech doesn't function with. Like it's like water and oil. They will not merge. They will not blend together, right? And this nanobiotechnology with minerals, they don't go. That's why sea salt and nanotechnology, they literally divert from one another, right? Because of the mineral, the high content mineral in sea salt. That's why they're able to desalinate the water because they don't bind. It creates a separation. And so, and like I said, I don't make this shit up. This shit is spoken on professional forums. All I do is put the pieces together and recognize how I'm going to be able to help myself. And then I bring you the information after I've applied this shit for myself for a long time, long enough to know this works. And going back, the three things this tech doesn't work well with. That's minerals. So saturating the cells inside our body with minerals keeps this tech off our fucking cells because that's what it does. It attaches to the cell in the body. The other is EDTA because it literally lifts it off of whatever it's grabbing onto, and it's able to then you're able to then push it out and remove it. And that would also be the third one would be benzene or sodium benzoate that turns into a benzene because it breaks the structure down from whatever solid structure is formed. It breaks that shit down, and doing all of those three things, that's what my focus is for inside of my body and outside of my body. Right here, I got my drink. I drink once a week, and it's the EDTA. I got videos. I'll link it so you can see other videos where I talk more about it. But that just makes sure that it's broken down in my body and I can urinate it out regularly once a week because this shit builds structures in the body regardless if we are aware of it or not. But we got 20-year-olds having fucking heart attacks. We have people having experiences to their internal organism that shouldn't be happening at a young age. If I talked about other people this happens to at an older age, everybody just blames age. But this shit is happening to the youngins. And if it's happening to the youngins, it's because something's going on. We have technology introduced to biology that thinks for itself. This technology thinks for itself and it can be programmed from at a distance. And no one's arguing that it's not in our food. We have a problem. And so we're going to see some negative effects. And this is why I do what I do and I show what I show. So let's get into this, right? Let's get into this. This is the first product right here. It's from Hask. I'm going to put them up here so you guys can see them. Right? So you guys can see them. This is a really, really good shampoo. too, by the way, right? No parabens. Really good, clean shampoo. But what it has in it, and I gotta remember which one has the combinations. This one has the sodium benzoate, but no EDTA. But like I said, it doesn't matter if it only has one or the other or has a combination. They work. They work. And I'll tell you a story after I show you all of this stuff on how I was able to see that it literally sheds it off of the body. So washing my hair and washing my body with this, I use it as a body wash, helps to make sure that it's off of my head and off of my body because a lot of people want to know how to get it off. You literally feel relief every time that stuff is off of the body. We don't even know it's accumulating. We don't even know it's accumulating because it's something that we can't see until we see like those people, like I said, when they got serious damage on their arm, or their arm starts cutting up and got all these spots, and they don't know where these fucking spots are from. It's this tech binding with the tissue, and it just, like I said, it eats up the skin. The radiation outside eats up the skin. I have to drive around in my car with a mask with an aluminum shielding underneath it just so that my face doesn't tear up, because I come home and my face would just be all torn up and irritated because of all of the cell towers I pass by on a regular basis just on the freeway. I mean, there's 4 cell towers just around where I live right here. I'm just lucky that I'm in a valley, so it's not as bad. It's not as bad that if I were to have it direct. Then they have, you know what? I just realized I showed you the conditioner. I don't know if I showed you the conditioner. Let me just show you both of them, right? This is the conditioner. This one right here from Haas is a shampoo. I'm going to tell you what I do with the conditioner in a minute. But so I use the shampoo as a body wash, use it for my hair. And you can use this on your skin, because I'm going to show you guys how I use this on my skin, but I don't use this one. I don't use this. It smells really good, don't get me wrong. I don't particularly use that one. This one over here, I'm going to keep up with the shampoo. Now I'm going to show you another set of shampoo and conditioner. This one is Miracle Moisture Boost from Pantene. You can see that right there. I'm trying to get it where you can see the words, right? I think you got it. I think you guys figured that out right there. This one is the EDTA and sodium benzoate. It has a mixture of the two. Also, I use that for body wash and to wash my hair. And then this one is the, make sure my mic is working. This one right here is the conditioner, right? Or the hair conditioner. And this one also has the EDTA and let me see. I just can't remember which one has what. It has benzoyl alcohol. So between the, like I said, the benzoyl family and the EDTA, we're doing good. It's already a benefit to break this tech down. And then this one right here is a hair conditioner. The brand is called Aussie. You see that right there? Okay. So this is a really good leave-in hair conditioner. Now these conditioners, I'm going to pull out these conditioners right here. So that's just to clean the body, right? It's a good maintenance to be breaking down this tech that lands on our body, give our body some relief, and it helps to take down the layers that get accumulated that are damaging people's skin, and they don't know how to fix that. This will help. These conditioners, I put this one on my arms, and I put this one on my arms. I have not put this one on my arms, right? It's not that you cannot. So I want to make sure I'm checking the ingredients to see if they're the same, because I haven't even looked into this one for using it for my arms. Yep, this one has a benzoate too, so you could use this one for your arms. I don't remember what this smells like. God dang, it smells delicious. So this one smells like lemon pie. So good. This one smells like soft, sweet roses. This is why I use this one. I mix it with a little bit of tobacco essential oil, and the combination is lovely. If I had some essential oil of sandalwood, then it would be lovely and sensual. I love the smell. And so putting that on for the smell and effect. I'll tell you about the effect in a minute. When before I found this beautiful smelling one, I was using this one, and it was great for my arms. This is what I started using when I was out there in Scranton, along with this product right here from Hask, right? That's when I found out that this shit works. I'll tell you that story in a minute. What happened, how I know this works. Since I started using these conditioners on my arms, I said, let me see if when I go to work, my arms finally get left alone, because I just come back with like cuts. And it's not like a slash cut. It's like a round hole that just gets eaten up in the skin, right? The little laser just went and just like just open up the skin. And when I started putting these on, like I said, I started doing this when I was out in Scranton. But when I started recognizing that I got less and less effective. My arms got less and less effective, and I was able to finally start healing up the skin, because I could actually peel this stuff off. And I'll tell you what stuff I was using to start aggressively, really being able to take these layers of damaged patch skin. I don't know another way to say it, right? But I'm sure you've seen people out there where they just look like they just spotted all over their arms. And this shit's just layering from outside onto the skin and burrowing to the point where you can't take it off unless something causes an effect to start that process. And that's what this stuff does, right? That's what this stuff does. I told you guys about a soap. I wasn't able to. I thought I was just going to be able to go buy it today or yesterday at the store. I couldn't find it nowhere. So I got to get it online. Obviously, it's not here in enough time, but it's called Fells Naphtha. I had to write it down because I can't remember that shit. But it's the weirdest word I've ever heard, right? Or two words I've ever heard. Fells Naphtha. It's a laundry bar soap. I was using that laundry bar soap situation system, let's call it, before this stuff right here, right? Because I had a circumstance where I was using this Mexican laundry soap to wash my body. That story is way too goddamn long, but it's a good story. One day I'll tell it. But why was I using a Mexican laundry soap to wash my body? It's too long for this hour. But that situation made me realize that my skin started healing right away, because I had about a good 10 of them on my arm, right? 10 of them, and I could never stop them from tearing. And they bleed, right? And they bleed. Remember, I didn't have this stuff right here. I wasn't in Scranton. I wasn't in Pennsylvania. I hadn't had this experience with this stuff. It only took it up a notch in repair and beautifying my skin, right? And by the way, I smell fucking delicious. I just smell like heaven all the time when I use this one. With the even without the tobacco, this thing smells lovely, right? But with the tobacco, it gives it that beautiful sweetness with that, just that touch of soft ruggedness. I don't know how to explain it in sensuality. It's wonderful and reparative and restorative, and it creates a protection on the skin so that we can go out into the environment in this highly irradiated environment and not be shredded up to death, right? If any of you are asking, well, how come it doesn't happen to me? You know, that kind of ridiculous question. Let me help with that. We're not recognizing that everybody's genetics have different tolerances. For the same reason, a Russian, shouldn't say Russian, but for the same reason, someone can drink somebody under the table, and another person can't have not even two shots, and they're already not functioning. It's tolerances, right? So my body got no tolerance for this fucking level of radiation. And as this radiation, this artificial radiation goes up from these cell towers, and this technology gets, well, it can't get any more fucking aggressive than it already is. But the more frequencies that are artificial roaming around and are responding to this tech that's supposed to be dormant in people, the more this happens to people, the more people are going to recognize that they're also easily affected. When I say easily affected, when this shit springs up on you and you feel shit moving around in your body and you don't know what the fuck is going on, it's because it's the technology being active in the body. It's important that people hear it like that, because people who are not aware, they don't they're calling it something on Facebook. I heard forums people talking about it. I totally forgot what it's called or what they're calling it. Uh, but they're saying that they feel like quivers or quakes in their body. That's fucking technology moving around. And then you go to your doctor, doctor says that you're hallucinating, yet there's live technology going, biological technology going in the food, but yet someone's hallucinating. Those things don't correlate. Those things do not correlate. So just recognizing there is no medical help because they're not talking about it. They're not addressing the issue. Well, if there's technology in the food, and people are coming and complaining that they're feeling technology move in their body, that shit is like 1 + 2 = 3. That shit makes sense, right? It fucking flows. But it's an entrainment to say if anybody comes with these circumstances, categorize them as crazy or insane. Crazy or insane, right? And so don't put yourself in that circumstance or that situation. Do your research and study for yourself. Look at Tony Peresco, what he talks about. Look at what I'm talking about. Look at what people are talking about, and know that you got to help yourself. You got to be able to help yourself, and in doing so, you're gonna get fucking strong. You're gonna get younger. You're gonna get better, and you're gonna get stronger. Because helping the cells defend just happened to make me fucking younger. All right, it's unfucking believable, but it is what happened, and so I ain't going back. I ain't fucking going back. I ain't reverting to the old way of consuming foods that break down the body, and I'm just gonna keep building back up and showing you guys how I do it. Getting back to that Fel Snapper and that Mexican laundry soap. Both of those are laundry soaps. One's Mexican. You find it in Mexico. It's called Emperador. It also, which means emperor. Has no wrapper. It's just a yellow bar. They also call it jabón amarillo, meaning yellow soap. The reason I'm making this specific is because I've tried Sote and other brands of laundry bars. They do not work. It does not work the same. In fact, I got more irritated, more problematic. Shit turned like into Jello or glue. It just was fucking weird, and it did. I wasn't healing, right? So this Emperador Jabón Amarillo in Mexico, laundry bar, and in America it's Fel's Naphtha unscented. Both those heal up, dry up quickly, start removing. You start peeling off. This the skin starts drying up and it starts closing at the same time. The wound starts closing at the same time, and you're able to start getting some integrity back in your skin. Then you start putting this stuff on, and it keeps the buildup from being able to happen. And whatever happening, it's like shielding and deflecting because you come home and you're not all torn up. You come home and you don't have a 10 different holy spots on your arm. You can see this on kids. You can see this on older adults, middle age. It doesn't matter the age. It just has to have something to do with our genetics. It has to, because for some people you see it more than others, but eventually it's gonna affect everybody. So let's just get on to understanding how this works and what we can do for ourselves, right? So you'll smell great. You'll be super soft. I started just putting it on my legs because it smells so damn good. I don't need it for my legs, but it's just so nice, and my legs are getting moisturized. I found some chick online talking about how she takes conditioner and puts it on her legs and how beautiful her legs are. Just like she don't got this technology situation going on, but it's done. And so because people do use hair conditioner as leg moisturizer, I was like, it all works. It all coincides, right? It all coincides. So you guys got to see those, right? I'm glad about that. Let me show you this. I've just started on this. I can't give you too much information about it because I just started. But I'm just going to tell you what I am recognizing. So this is called Ormus by I Am Joy brand. Okay. Let me start from the beginning right here. All right. This stuff is monatomic gold. So like I said, I just started using. And I wanted to see what's going on, right? This one just has I'm trying to find Dead Sea salt, right? Minerals from Dead Sea salt and MCT coconut oil. And then what they do is they do an electrolysis. They run an electrical current with gold. In this case, gold, right? In this case, gold. And what it does is that process pulls the elements of the gold through that electrical process into the MCT oil. It looks like that's what they're doing because this is not mixed with any water. So it's done with, it would have to be done in the fluid of the oil, right? When I started putting this stuff on, I did feel electrical charge run through my body. I'm super sensitive to anything that I put on or eat because it's always the same. So when something new is introduced, I'm sensitive. I can feel it. I can feel that there's a change, right? And if I don't feel a change, there's just no electrical. There's not enough charge in anything for it to be creating an effect, right? But I do my best not to waste my time on shit that don't help me build. And I can tell just by looking at the ingredients what I'm working with, right? And so when I tried this, besides the feeling, the sensation that I got, meaning I could feel that there's electrical connectivity going on, I noticed that when I put it on an area, say that tears from this tech, I'm being careful with my words. The reason I'm being careful with my words because if I just use words that correlate with damages to something else, people stand off and they're like, "Oh, you got to be diseased." So we got effects of radiation affecting the human body, so I'm being wise on how I use my words, so I don't give anybody any rope to try to fucking hang me with. You feel what I'm saying? Because you use words loosely, people come back with an image of what they think they know what they're talking about. But because that word correlates with an image that we've all been, what is the right word? We've all been, because the right word is not programmed to relate to, but we all been conditioned to relate to. That's the right way to say it, right? So when this tech affects me really badly, it's usually because I eat something that pops off my immune system. The tech runs through, and I got 15 fucking holes in different parts of my body. And now I got to deal with that shit until I can heal all that up. But there's a lot of pain and irritation because the tech is just right there. And it happens for a good couple days, right? A good couple days until I can bring that shit down. This is why I'm very cautious not to I'm cautious on what I'm putting on my skin and what I'm putting in my mouth, right? What I'm eating. So I went and had this juice. I'm gonna give you this what just happened. I had this juice and I read the ingredients. They all passed my. None of them were nightshade fruits or vegetables, right? They dropped the immune system. So I'm like, okay, I can have this. I drink this shit, and it's delicious and everything. And at the end of the fucking day, or a couple hours later, not at the end of the day, but the end of what I was doing, I'm just like, why do I feel so fucking irritated? I go to the bathroom and my face is just lit up. I just got, it's like the tech surface is up and it's just ready to fucking rip out. You touch it and you start bleeding. It's like that. It's really like that, right? And so I know what you guys are going through. I seriously know what you guys are going through. And you can't just put anything in your mouth because every time the system pops off and the immune system is compromised, this tech just fucking runs amok and he can't heal from it. And I haven't seen Tony, but what I've heard Tony's going through is why he can't repair because he's always eating a tomato or a coffee bean, drinking his coffee. And I know he is because he says so, right? That no one's ever going to stop him from eating or drinking those things. But those things are allowing this tech to be able to break through because it's the only thing safeguarding the body right now, right? It's the only thing safeguarding it's the only thing that safeguards the body, period. And we don't recognize it until we have something aggressively attacking, right? Aggressively attacking it. So I drink this juice and I'm just like, how the fuck can this happen to me? Right? Because it just happened recently. And you can see the damage on my skin, my forehead, trying to heal and repair from that shit. But it's because of cross contamination. Because I had to sit there and think about it. Because I'm like, all right, these are the ingredients. I had to go double check and make sure none of them were nightshades. So I'm just like, so how is this happening to me? Then I go back and I look in the refrigerator where I bought this at this coffee shop, right? Where I bought this juice. And I see the other juices and they got melons in there. And I'm just like, they had to cut on the same fucking board. They had to use the same knife. Some type of cross contamination because even a little bit causes an effect. Even a little bit causes an effect, right? So it wasn't enough of effect to get me from head to toe, but it really fucked up my face. And I'm just like, I hate that shit. It takes me forever. You know, I'm so cautious. And then to have that shit happen, it fucking burns me, right? Burns me. Because the healing takes so long. It takes up to at least a month. At least a month. But what I want to tell you is that this right here is what I noticed. That this right here, when you put it on, the skin that's irritated and you can feel that tech is in there, you can't just rip it out because it's attached to live tissue. And people who go through this know exactly what I'm talking about. And the soaps that I just told you, those are sensitive to sunlight, so they can only be used at night. It's important you know that if you're going to use them for your skin, don't sit in the bathtub and sit in the water with them because you don't want to sit in that water. That water looks like milk because that soap is really strong. You want to be able to wash and rinse and wipe. Wash, rinse, and wipe like in a shower, but you don't want to sit in that water, right? And the soap, those 2 bars of laundry soap, they're sensitive to sunlight. So if you use them in the day and you go out in the sun, you're gonna burn in that area because it just drawn and made that area sensitive because of the properties that they have, right? The whiteners, brighteners, right? So this stuff you're able to use without having to worry about worry about the sun or sun damage. Because what I recognize is it also loosens up the tech. So I didn't know it was gonna do it, but when I recognized that it loosened it up in about 5-10 minutes, I was able to take out the metal. The pain goes away, and then the healing process can begin. Because as long as that tech is in there, it's gonna keep throbbing, keep irritating, keep getting infected. And what needs to happen is it needs to be removed, clean, disinfected, and then the healing process can begin. And that's for the arms, for the leg, for the face. For the body, for the body in general. So again, I'm going to repeat that this is not sensitive to the sun, meaning you will not burn in sunlight from using it. You can use it day or night. The laundry soaps, I only recommend using that at night, and then sunblock in the day if that part of your body is going to be exposed, or just have it covered, right? Or just have it covered with clothing. But the fact that these things remove the tech is a big deal because without removing the tech, you can't heal. And if we can't heal, we can't get our integrity back, right, in our body. So that's that. And then I just want to share you this. This is rose water from Heritage Store. See that right there? I hope that's visible. So what this does is roses, right? But roses are a high lectin. Rose bushes are high lectins. So it's not just fruits and vegetables. It's tree bark, shrubs, seeds. Everything has to be checked. Everything got to be checked for being high lectin content. And as a protein, they can drop the immune system because it opens up the pores in the lining of the intestines and waste comes out, and that's what pops it off. All the alarms get sound and the body says, we're under attack, and it has to go fix that shit, right? But we're doing that all day, every day, every night. All day, every day, every night. Unless we're paying attention, right? So because roses are a high lectin, and you'll know this if you have capers. I don't know if you guys know what capers are. Capers are used a lot in Italian, Mediterranean foods, and they're pickled rosebuds. They're delicious, and I can't have them no more. I can't have them no more because they cause an effect. They tear up my skin, right? Because, again, you already know why. But when it's distilled, when roses are distilled, you're able to use it. And so I took a risk. I was like, I don't know if this shit's going to fuck me up or not because I know I can't have capers because I've had them and it fucked me up. I'm not guessing this shit. Everything I'm telling you is because I walked it, I lived it, I saw it, and I had to either fucking repair for it, repair from it, and that's why it's a no-go, or I've used it and it works. So I've used this and it works. And so the distillation process breaks down the lectins because you can break down lectins, right? But you can't take a risk with everything when it comes to this because your shit will be all fucked up all the time and it takes too long to repair from. That's what I say anyways, right? So I don't take too many risks, but I took it with this one because I love the smell. I love the smell of essential oil of roses, and rose water is an easy way, you know, to spray like that. You smell like roses, and your area smells like roses. There's nothing more beautiful, personally, I think, than roses and sandalwood. My favorite combination. Those two things. Demons hate things that smell good. You're like, why are you bringing up demons? Well, because everything's infested with demons at some kind of level, right? But they hate beautiful smells. And so, what better than to make yourself smell beautiful and push off all the shit waste of vibrations and mentalities that we don't need. And if somebody asks, well, how come, you can't prove that. You can't prove that demons don't like good smells, right? Because you can't even prove demons exist. That's what a lot of people say. And this is what I combat with, right? We cannot, as mankind, sit in a room where somebody's taking a shit and drink a cup of coffee and enjoy it. We can't even fucking relax if that place smells like shit. Why? Because anything that smells putrid, anything that smells disgusting, we're fucking physically irritated. Like, physically, we gotta get the fuck out of there. It's like, well, we can't have no fucking conversation. Where's the fucking exit? I'm out of this motherfucker. That's a natural reaction to all mankind. There's not a motherfucker who won't. Good guy or bad guy, we all gotta get the fuck out of what smells like shit and it's putrid. So now the opposite. You take something that smells beautiful, be it lavender, be it roses, be it tobacco, be it sandalwood, or whatever these beautiful smells are, or the combination of them, right? They can't fucking stand it. Their low vibration can't stand something that raises a vibration that makes us feel good. So mankind lives off of high vibration. We fucking feel good. We ride on that shit. We love it. Don't matter if we're a good guy or a bad guy. We fucking love that shit because it's natural to our nature. We resonate with it, right? And so the more we take it in, we project it out. And that makes negativity on a low vibration. Bad vibes stay the fuck off. Literally can't come in. Doesn't want to be in and is looking for the escape, the exit to get the fuck out of your environment because you fucking smell good. That's my little tip of the day, right? Smell good, feel good, be good, and repair. We gotta be able to repair. I do this because this arm was all fucked up from top to bottom. I don't have no makeup on it right now. I don't have any makeup, and I'm not flexing. I'm just showing you. But you can see a little bit of my scars. Let me see. You can see some of my scars, right? Well, my whole arm was all fucked up until I could figure this shit out. And we do get better. We can get better. Let me see if anybody said anything. Tracy. Is this Tracy? Tracy's in the house. I wonder if this is Tracy I know from back in the day. We did some videos together. Let's see. Is that you, Tracy? Are you there? Are you the one that we did videos together with? Let me see. And then Powerhouse said, I'd like to thank you for your work on Tony Ontario's anti-nano devices and the tip about zinc oxide. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. I am glad because that zinc oxide, I have it in a beautiful little jar in my bathroom with a little brush. I fix shit up after I wash up and do everything. I put that on, go to bed, nice and dry, and heal up every day. And that's the only way I'm able to help repair my skin. Let me see. Tracy, it is you. Oh my God. I'm so glad you came back. I was thinking about you just a little while ago. I was looking back at my videos and I saw you there and I was like, I don't know how that girl's doing. I'm going to have to look you up on Messenger and talk to you. Oh, much love, Tracy. Much love. Oh, the cuts on my arms. The only reason I don't show anybody anymore any damage to my skin, but I do have videos back in 2019 when I did my first video with Tony Pataresco when I was trying to figure out what was going on, and I came to him. We did a video together back then. I did a whole slideshow of how fucked up my skin was. I mean, I had like gaping fucking holes from the inside out. It's not outside in, inside out, and it was throughout my whole body, and I couldn't stop it. until I recognized it was a highlighted issue would at least hold it back. So if I can keep my immune system up, I can keep my guard up. The tech couldn't run through my body. Um, doesn't mean I can't get no damage from outside radiation. These towers are fucking intense. I'm gonna tell you guys something that happened right before this video to help you see what I mean about these frequencies that are coming out and what they do. But I just want to read this real quick. Aw, thank you for being proud of me, Tracy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a bit, girl. It's been a bit. Can't wait to talk to you. See what you're up to. Um, I don't show any more videos. Going back to Power of the Pulse, right? Power of the Pulse. The only reason I don't show no more damages is because now after 2020, everybody thinks everybody got something, right? And everybody be last thing I want is anybody fucking singling me out. Luckily, I showed all my videos. I showed all my damages and went through all that in 2019. Posted before 2000. In fact, I think it was before 2019. But by 2020, we had the problem that we got right now, right? Is that 2020? Am I fucking wrong? That's when that popped off, right? 2020 with the whole coronavirus. I hope by saying that nothing happens in my video. Really fucking fix that for me. But I believe it was 2020, February, March that the whole world knew about that. But yeah, I stopped showing pictures. I was like, last thing I want to do is fucking be categorized as like, she got a fucking disease. We got a fucking problem with this technology in our bodies. What we got? Little Cricket, what's up? Christine Monte, hey. Hey everyone. Like seeing you guys here. I appreciate it. Look forward to my Saturdays. I do. Little Cricket says, funny, the awesome, what? The awesome incense of our time. What? I'm a horrible reader, okay? So everybody, I was the worst reader in my class. You know, I was the last one to read. Uh, Everybody got to go first because they know I was going to read. So give me a fucking second, all right? Okay, so funny, the awesome incense of our time, as well as the perfume, soaps, detergents, has all been changed and smells like gross axe. All right, great topic. Yeah, well, the essence of smells come from the essence of a plant, right? Or of a fruit, or it comes from something, and that's why it's called the essence because it's literally like the spirit of it, right? You get the realness, the 100% of that property. And now what we're spraying on is so many chemicals that create a smell that has nothing to do with an essence. It creates a change in the body. So the essence of a rose, the essence of an orange, those affect the physical body and literally change it and morph it into something better, stronger. It literally will change your body, not just change how we feel, but it'll change our body because of the properties they contain. They benefit our bodies. They benefit our bodies. And we could talk about the shit that doesn't benefit our bodies, but we know not to touch that shit. So we're going to talk about things that are beneficial, like lavender, like orange, like rosemary. We're not going to sit and talk about what's not good for the body because that's a general. We all know that shit. Don't need to be reminded of what we know, right? So it's going with the flow of bringing back natural nature to our bodies. These products that I shared with you guys are paraben free, so they don't have hormone in it. I can't stay away 100% like makeup and stuff. I've had a real hard time to use makeup as an example. Makeup's really hard to find something that's as wholesome as you can find it. It's really difficult because you can't cover scars with that kind of product. And I tell you, because I have a lot of scars on my face. I do. One day you guys will see them. I'm going to do a video where I'm going to do microdermabrasion. I'm going to get microdermabrasion done at a beauty college where I get my hair done. Meaning it's at a good price. I can fucking afford it. You want to go to a beauty college, get to know the managers, see how they work, and then see how the students work. Do something super simple, so that you don't regret it for the rest of your life, you know, because you got a new student working on you, and then ease into another thing and another thing, and that's what I've done. You know, I've gotten a little trim, not a haircut, just give me a little trim. Let's see what you got, what you're working with. Get to know everybody. Or now the managers will come and work on my shit. They come and fix my hair and do my thing, right? So I'm gonna go get my microdermabrasion done there, super inexpensive, because I wouldn't be able to afford it unless I went to a beauty college. And I'm gonna do a video where I don't have any makeup on, and I'm gonna show you guys the before and after. And apart from all the damage from this tech, the scars I have from it, I got really bad weathering damage from all the sun and the cold, extreme cold and extreme sun for 12 and a half hours working out there on a forklift, and after working in both conditions. It's raining, you got to be out there. Sun blazing, you got to be out there, and it'll tax your skin. Doesn't matter how much sunblock you put on, it'll tax your skin. So my skin is taxed, and when I get that microdermabrasion, I'll show you guys. Let's see. All right, you guys, we're into 8:17. I started a little late today, around 7:20. I am trying to shoot for 7 o'clock, guys. So between 7:30, I'm gonna be coming with you guys on Saturdays. You have any questions, please pop them up. I hope this information helped. It really does work. I mean, you should have seen how bad my arms were. You'll never see it because we live in a fucked up world. We can't show those things. But if you look on my Truth and Integrity Warrior, look at my videos from 2019. Not sure if it was 2018, 2019, but you'll see all the damage that I posted before the era that we live in, where now everybody's diseased, you know, and everybody's afraid of a cold, a common cold. Nobody can have a common cold without being affected in some way. The body goes through colds, it fixes itself, it heals, and it actually gets stronger because of what it just went through, right? A fever, we give an example. We have a fever because the body's burning off what needs to get removed, you know, like a furnace, just burning it off, and then the body becomes stronger because now it can heal. And when I say it gets stronger because now it can heal, because now it just been through something where now it has information, so it's ready if it ever comes back again. It has a stronger resistance. Well, we stop that on, you know, we don't allow our bodies to heal themselves so that they become stronger and reinforced. And so let's not be afraid, you know, let's not be afraid of the common cold. It's basic. Oh, you know what? Talking about that, my next video, I'm going to talk to you guys about why chicken soup is known to repair the body. This shit I found out. Unfucking believable. I'm going to show you guys how to make a chicken soup that'll fix all kinds of shit. Things you can't find on the shelf. Things you can't find on the shelf, right? Like information that we don't share on why chicken soup would heal people back in the day. But we don't make that kind of chicken shit. Chicken soup. We don't make that kind of chicken soup nowadays. This kind of chicken soup I'm talking to you about is about our grandparents and their great grandparents, and how they used to make chicken soup. We need to make chicken soup like that again. And so that's going to be my next one, chicken soup. And how we're going to repair with chicken soup. You guys are going to love the info, and we'll bring you on that. We got Christine Monte. Me too. Skin's not looking great either. Ever heard of Fraxel? No, I haven't. What is that? You're gonna have to type me. Tell me. I mean, what is that? Is that a problem or is it a solution? I don't know what that is. If your skin's not looking nice, to help it from the inside out, Christine, I use. I'm trying to remember all the different things I use. Right, I take so many different amino acids. Actually, not too many different amino acids. Because some you don't want to take a lot of. Some you don't want to take a lot of. I don't want to give people the wrong impression. I'm trying to remember. As soon as I remember, I'm going to tell you, Christine. But it makes your skin super shiny. Like, without any creams or any products, your skin gets shinier. Like, as we get older, this part right here, as you bend it up, it looks old, right? And you can't fix that old age look. I know because I had it when I was in my 40s. Now I'm going to be 50. That shit is gone. And it's because of the amino acids I started taking at night. And it creatine to glycine. The glycine for bones, teeth, skin, tissue repair. I was doing it for my foot to repair my damaged foot, right? My fascia, so that I could heal faster and I can get back into the fight game. And it ended up making my skin on my shoulders fucking young and shiny and shiny. Now, yes, I put this on my shoulders and it makes it look shinier. I mean, this shit makes you look beautiful. This makes your shoulders, your breast look beautiful. Try some of this shit. Try it. That might help, Christine, right? That might help. Check into Glycine, Christine, with no other shit in it. Eventually, I'm gonna sell you guys. I'll have those products available for you. My glycine, my creatine. Meaning, I check that shit before you get it. Meaning, I'm taking it myself, so you don't gotta go look in the vast uh, world of supplements and who got good shit and who don't got good shit. His Misters, hola. Thank you for your input. Is the video about the indentation on your calf muscle still available? Yes, it should be. I showed pictures when it clamped my ankle. It was actually my ankle that it clamped. And I grabbed that phone. I took a picture as I was on fire. That shit felt like fucking fire. It didn't just feel the compression and the pain of the compression, but it was on fire. I'll post it here. I'll post it here so you can see it. By the way, I posted all the information that I said I was for the last video. That all got done today. So if you go back and look at last Saturday's video, all the links are posted. Glycine, okay. Is it a liquid? No, I take a powder. Glycine powder. See, it's an amino acid. It's amino acid, right? How much is the Ormus Gold? I think I got this on Amazon for $24. Some very super reasonable, right? Super reasonable. Don't quote me, but it's around. It's around the. I don't remember it being over $30. It was under $30. Little Cricket, who is Mr. Reed? So Mr. Cricket, you're not Mr. Reed. I'm confusing you with somebody else because I always thought you were Mr. Reed. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'll get back to you on that. Let's see. Are you into tonic herbs at all, Reishi? Lamus, Maine? Excuse my pronunciation, right? So Chuck, right now I have not tried Reishi. I do not know what lime lion's mane. Okay, lion's mane, like dandelion weed and that kind of stuff. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I don't do too many tonics right now. What I'm trying every morning, what I'm taking, and I wasn't gonna bring you guys this information until I got a good feel for it, and that is comfrey, because on Google it says it's dangerous, right? But then I read the research papers on why they're saying it's dangerous. It's a bogus 100% bogus research paper, but yet it's being plastered as comfrey is dangerous. And then I found this woman on YouTube talking about comfrey. She's been drinking it for 30 years and wrote a book about it. Comfrey has every mineral in it that belongs to sea kelp. Well, a lot of us don't eat sea kelp. We're not Japanese. We don't live where that's part of our culture, right? Japanese eat a lot of sea kelp, and they're also they have much more mineral content in their food because of it, right? But comfrey has boron, which breaks down fluoride, which does a lot of things, but boron breaks down the fluoride so that our pineal gland and all of our glands can actually attenuate to the field, right? So more power, internal power, which creates external power and connectivity, right? Because the fluoride builds it up and makes it corrosive all of our glands, and if our glands are corrosive, our receptors are corrosive, transmitting and receiving, right? So it has boron, it has iodine, which iodine is very hard to find in a food, and it has selenium, which selenium is also hard to find in the food. And these are all in iron, and these are all in one. It's just the comfort. Of course, you're gonna say that shit's not good for you. So right now, between what Google says and what this lady who has been taking it, I'm gonna post her name on here and put a link on. I can't remember her name, but I was researching all her videos, the book she has, and just about her and comfrey, her and her 30 years of taking comfrey, because the mineral content is so incredible on comfrey. I can see why Google says don't drink it, right? Don't have it. I felt something the first time I drank that. I felt it from head to toe. I was like, oh shit. So I'm taking it every day. Just one glass a day. I stopped taking my other minerals so I can just take these minerals, and I just want to see what I start feeling, what I start noticing, and I'll give you guys a report later. Right? I'll give you guys a report later. Bill Cricket, I will look cool. Is it? I will look cool. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, I thought you, Mr. Little Cricket, was Mr. Reed. I'm gonna. I was. I swore you just had two aliases, and I was talking to the same person. I guess not. I will not call you Mr. Reed no more, Mr. Little Cricket. All right, Paula Shamham. Excuse me if I'm not saying your name right, Paula. Glycine helps joints heal. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, anything that's connective, bones, tissue, teeth, hair, skin, nails, it's incredible. Agree with you 100%. I'm living it. I'm seeing it. It also makes the skin nice and tight where it doesn't fall. And I do 10 grams a night, every night. If I miss a night, I notice it the next day because shit starts falling. You know, we look like a saggy ball sack when we hit 45. Shit just starts falling, and that's just depressing. We have all this knowledge and wisdom that we have attained from all the shit we had to live, and now we're gonna look fucking old. That shit ain't right. So I'm gonna reverse that shit. I'm gonna show you guys how I do it because it works. And the only reason I know this is because I've been put through this hell of this tech, and recently, damaged foot, right? Damaged foot. Where if my foot didn't get damaged, I want to up my glycine. I was taking glycine, but I was only taking 2 grams, max 5, and then it just I spiked it to 10, and like, oh shit, transformed overnight. Literally transformed overnight. Uh, his let's see, his Misters. Per Mr. Tony Peresco, he warns of Ormus products being on a nano scale or perhaps smaller. I'll talk about that in just a second. See, Paula, where do you get your glycine? Let me grab you. I'll grab you one of the brands. I only use one brand for my amino acids. If they don't have the amino acid I'm looking for, then I gotta go somewhere else. But pretty much, I stick to this one brand online. Um, is Mr. Love the honesty and humility? Love the honesty and humility. I didn't know I was being humble, then I can't help but be honest. I don't know another way to be. I keep my mouth shut if I can't say something because I want to be honest about it, but it's better to keep my mouth shut. Better keep my mouth shut than be honest about it. But I do appreciate that. Is it humility? Where's the humility come from? I don't even know where that would come from. You explain that, I would appreciate it because I would like to know that perspective. Little Cricket. Well, look, I want to make sure that I don't miss. Um, Thank you, sweetheart. The nanoscale. I do want to talk about that. Now, microcrystalline and anything that's micronized, I don't touch. I feel that shit in my brain. Literally, I can feel that shit in my brain, and it gives me you can feel the compression in the brain. So when Tony talks about that, the tech hijacks in that micronization and gets into the cell, 100, you can feel that. There's also somebody before Tony was ever talking about this stuff. I found her years ago. She was talking about nano skincare products. She wasn't using the word nano. She used micronized, right? The micronized sunscreen was damaging the cells. And she wasn't making any connection to nanotech. I didn't know nothing about nanotech, but she wrote a whole book about how it's actually going into the cell and breaking through barriers it shouldn't. So if our cell is not supposed, what's going on right now is people are consuming products that are micronized, and that micronization. Let's use creatine for an example, right? Everybody thinks that's the shit because it saturates the cell. Some fences are up so that you don't break through, right? For a good reason. And so if our cells take creatine at a certain size, that molecule at a certain size, let's let that be because it's for a reason. When we want to bypass that and get in, it is this technology piggybacking on that nano size and getting into the cell. Like I said, that's 100. And so we got to go back to allowing things to be the way they are because they're like that for a reason. Our body is structured like this for a reason. So when I look for a amino acid or I'm taking supplements of any kind, I will not take micronization. I wasted a lot of money on a company. I was trying to get their so I could put my brand on it, uh, sell their white label, sell their product. Right. I got the creatine and I got their glutamine, and it didn't say micronized. But when I got the package, the shit said micronized, and I was like, I can't drink this shit. I drink it anyways just to see that shit hurts the brain immediately. I always check and double check, meaning I remember it hurting my head, but let me make sure this is what's going on. It's immediate, the same day I take it, right? And their creatine didn't say micronized, but that shit was animated, meaning that I put my hand close to the container and the creatine started fucking moving around all over the place. And you think, well, it's probably because of static electricity and it's a plastic container. Put that shit in a glass container and it's still animated, still moves because the electrical current from our body is affecting the tech that's added to that creatine. So it won't state nano biotech added to creatine. It never does and it never will. But whoever produced that creatine is adding that shit to it. Because every time I put my hand by it, shit moves around. And a lot of other people started noticing their supplements are doing the same, but they don't know why it's doing that. Well, it's because there's nanotech added. We can't avoid nanotech. It's everywhere. But I'm not gonna put my name on a brand and sell it to you guys or even consume it myself, knowing that that shit is added to it purposefully with conscious mind of saying let's add this tech to this product, right? I thought it was important I bring that stuff up because right now I'm looking for supplements that are good enough and clean enough for me to put my name on it and for me to take so I can get it on my store. I actually got a store online, you guys. I can't send you to my store yet because it's a long story, but I need more capital. I need more capital. I need more capital. Until that capital happens, then I'm gonna be letting you guys know about my store. I'll talk about that maybe next week when we talk about chicken soup. Hopefully, I have everything squared away. But yeah, my store's up. Finally, the hardest part was actually putting it together and linking everything together. The shit killed my brain. You know, took time I didn't want to give, but I know I had to because if I can't get online, I'm never gonna get you guys the stuff funneled there so that I can get it out around the world. Oh, da, da, da. So as far as this B Nano, I checked the I checked it. I checked to see if they were doing any of that. It's Tony says that it can be, meaning that it's not necessarily, but that it can be. So if I start feeling effects of illness or my head hurts or I feel something incorrect, I'll stop taking it. I'll throw something away even if I paid for it because it's not worth it for me. But I don't feel any pain or damage to my head, no irritation, no headaches. So it's something that you've got to weigh out, is what I'm saying. If the shit says micronized, don't buy that. Don't. I don't spend my money on it. Is what I'm saying. And if it promotes it, I don't do it. Meaning, if it promoted that this was micronized or it's on a nano scale, I'm not gonna fucking buy it because some people do. They do promote that, and this one didn't have that in its promotion. So you might want to double check and look at those little details when you're looking for something. But Tony is correct, and it's just something we got to look out for. I hope I was able to answer that question good enough, Mr. Let's see, his misters. I guess that's what we call you, right? His misters. I agree, Michelle. You said you use zinc oxide. Yeah, I use zinc oxide all the time. I never don't have zinc oxide. It's in my bathroom right now because I always have something I gotta fucking repair somewhere. I do. I work right in front of a cell tower. That shit burns me all day. I wear my mask, right here. And it's not for no virus or nothing else. It's just so that my face doesn't bleed at the end of the day, because this is where I'm most affected. My arm and this part of my face. It's trying to take my mouth out. It's my best feature. It's trying to fuck it up. Actually, no, I think my shoulders are my best feature. It's my favorite feature right here. If I had to pick one feature, my favorite feature is this. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck it come from, but I got it. Meaning I don't go to the gym to try to make that huge. It just is huge. It's always been huge. What do we got? Paula. Let's see. I like she is of the woods. Let's see. Two for herbal information. Okay, I'll look that up. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that. George Lopez. Truth is your. Oh, I thank you, Mr. Lopez. I appreciate that. I wasn't sure what you were gonna say there. I don't get called gorgeous on a regular basis, or any basis actually. So thank you. I appreciate that. Tracy, do you have Mercury feelings? Yeah, it's almost out. I got one left. I got one left. I had four. Three down, one to go, Tracy. If you have metal in your mouth, that could be why you're affected on the part of your face. Okay, okay. I have titanium in my neck and mercury fillings, and that part of my face and neck were a mess. Okay, I'm gonna pay attention to that, Tracy. I'm gonna look at that, but I only got fillings on one side, or one mercury filling on one side only, and it's just on both sides. But I can see what you're talking about. It definitely something you do want to, anybody wants to get rid of. Let's see. Michael Jackson. All right, we got Mr. Michael Jackson. Is 6 inches big enough? Depends on what we're talking about, sir. Depends on what we're talking about. Let's see. Oh my goodness! All right, so you're talking about satisfy a woman. This video is not for children. Well, I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Jackson, changing the subject from skincare to inches, right? I wonder, Mr. Michael Jackson, because your name's Michael Jackson, if you're a motherfucker I know, and you're just a shit talker, because you remind me of somebody, right? You remind me of somebody. I don't know if I should answer, but if you can take care of yourself with one little finger, and literally the tip of your finger, you got to know what you're doing, what you're touching, what you're stimulating, and then yeah, size doesn't matter, right? But you got to be really good at other things, at knowing how to stimulate. I guess that would be videos for another day. Where say no children, right? Be sure no kids are in the room listening. My honest opinion, please. It really is on how you work it. You got to know where to go in, and where things are at. I could put a link where you actually can learn the anatomy of the inside of the female and where the G spot is. And once you know how to get there, you ain't even thinking about inches. You're just thinking about working that. And then whatever inches you do got, that thing is so inflated that any touch will pop it off. Send it. It's explosive, is what I want to say. I'm trying to find words where I don't sound vulgar, right? Where I don't sound vulgar. Tracy, you laughing out loud? You laughing out loud? Oh my god. Yeah, it's all about stimulation and knowing where everything is at. Know where the female G spot is, and just to give you heads up, so you can actually look this up. It's up and under and over. Up, under, and over. It's not straight and direct. And so once you're able to hit that spot and you stimulate that spot, and then the female has an orgasm, her vulva, we'll call it vulva, right? Or her flower will swell up. I'm trying to find the right words. Will swell up, and because it's so swollen that when you do go in there with whatever inches somebody has, is like I said, all you need is a tip of a finger. It's sensation. It's sensation is what we're looking for. And so knowing how to stimulate, to create sensations, to create that blood flow, that swelling, it's like fucking magic. It's like magic. So it's not just about going in and out And what size are we talking about? It's about stimulation, swelling shit up, climaxing without a penis. Put it that way, right? Being able to climax without a penis, and then when the penis goes in, it's just like it's a fucking different level kind of party. Different level kind of party. All right. Well, I hope that does help. I hope that does help. Yeah, look that stuff up where that G spot is at. Get really good at knowing how to work that. You just be known as Magic Man. You know this Magic Man. All right, well, I guess that closes it off for us today. It's 8:41. Doctor, dude, I miss you, Tracy. I miss you, Tracy. No, I'm just talking about personal experience, right? I'm just talking about personal experience. I've been single and alone for so long that I got to know how to make this shit work. I got to know how to take myself somewhere else, to a different fucking environment. I'm trying to find, like I said, I'm trying to find the right words. Humility, vulnerable. Thank you for responding to my question about humility. Vulnerable with your audience over how real you try to present the facts. Oh, okay. Personal facts. Well, my favorite subject is sex. I don't have any problem talking about sex. That's my favorite passion, or I should say my passion is sex, honestly. And so talking about it, give me the fucking opportunity. Present me an audience. But there isn't one, right? And then anybody does talk about sex, it's pretty vulgar. It's pretty vulgar and typical and fucking boring. And so I just don't participate in those conversations because that's where people take it. But as far as being honest about everything else, I only know how to be this way. I've never not been this way. So I wouldn't I don't feel like I'm what's the right words? I don't feel I'm trying to be somebody. It's just me. It's just me. I've always been straightforward and broke is broke, real is real. Good is good and bad is bad. And as long as you keep that, always do good. You always do well, and people respect you for that honesty. That's the one thing I've learned is people might fucking hate you, but they will always respect you because you're honest. You never and you can't go buy respect. You gotta earn that shit, right? And only time and efforts or your actions will show it. Only time and actions, because you gotta be consistent, and only time will allow that duration of consistency to show a pattern of who somebody is. And I'm pretty consistent. I fuck up, I fix that shit up, and I start over. I fuck up, but every time I fuck up, I just do better because I learn from my mistakes. So it's not that I always knew what the fuck to do. It's just that I'm gonna hit 50, and it's about time I know what the fuck to do. After all these years, right? So now I just go back, reflect, and share. Reflect and share. Christine Monte. That's the best. 1,000. Not sure what part, right? But I'll take it. I'll take it. Maybe later on we'll do what do we want to call it? How would we want to title it? Little adult back and forth. We'll just do a little session where anybody asks any questions that are deep, sexual. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. We can get into business right there. And again, without being vulgar, this is a how-to shit. We got a fucking problem. I need a solution. That's what I do, right? I got a problem. I got a solution. If I don't know, I don't share. But when it comes to sex, there's a lot of problems out there. We need some fucking solutions. And when it comes to that, I love to talk about it. All right, you guys. I loved it today. I did. It's like therapy for me, talking to you guys on Saturdays. This is it. That's what I got. We got skincare and a little bit of sex tips. Great. Might take this into a different direction, right? Might take this into a different direction. You guys be well. Till we see each other again next Saturday. This is Michelle Angelic, Truth and Integrity Warrior, saying till next Saturday. That's the best I got. I think I got thrown off by the sex part, right? I got excited at the same time. You guys be well. Talk to you soon. Actually, talk to you next Saturday.